Welcome back. I'm MTG Joe. We're here with a fun one. This is a Simic, so blue-green Hydra Stompy deck, Hydra tribal deck. We played the Kiora in our Dimir mid-range deck. So Kiora is whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you draw a card. So it's pseudo ramp as well, high toughness for high loyalty for a 3-mana planeswalker. So it kind of liked how it felt in the deck. We just didn't have as resilient of threats in Dimir colors to trigger its ability. So what we're playing today is a Hydra deck. So the creatures are Hydras, and pretty much I want to play Bioessence Hydra. So Bioessence Hydra is a 5-mana 4/4 Trampler that enters the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it for each loyalty counter on planeswalkers you control. So it could come in, be very large. We have a number of planeswalkers in the deck with high loyalty. And then whenever one or more loyalty counters is put on a planeswalker you control, you put that many counters on Bioessence Hydra. So this is a way to make a very large Hydra. So what we have in the deck, we have some early ramp in Arboreal Grazer and Paradise Druid. I'm prioritizing getting lands onto the battlefield as opposed to like Gilded Goose that only gives you a single activation. Plus Arboreal Grazer is a better blocker. It can get us to the mid to late game where our creatures will be bigger than our opponents. Also don't like things like Growth Chamber Guardian Incubation Druid, just because it dies to so many points of removal in the format. So then in terms of our Hydras, we got a number of XX. So we have Voracious Hydra, either enters the battlefield with double X in terms of counters or fights creature, and you put that many counters on it. And then we have Hydroid Krasis, which everybody knows, draw cards, gain life, flying trampler. So these are all ways to trigger the Kiora. You can also ramp out with that. Then we got a number of planeswalkers to work with the ability of Bioessence Hydra. Vivien, Arkbow Ranger can give our things trample, make them bigger, also serve as removal. Samut's actually something I want to try out. Just giving haste. You have these big creatures, but if you wait a turn and then you go into like a board wipe, it feels kind of bad. Like this, you can just haste them out and then smash in. So it's pretty much just a pseudo-permanent haste enabler for the deck. Tameo is a way for us to recycle cards, also can dig for specific pieces, and again, just prevents us from getting our stuff sacrificed or discarded. And then obviously Nissa, we're a deck that wants to produce a lot of mana. Nissa is the best way to do so. And then again, it just puts a lot of counters on the Bioessence Hydra. We also have Gargos, Vicious Washer. So it's a 6-mana. 8/7 vigilance, and then it makes all our Hydras cost 4 less to cast. So you basically get 2 free cards and 2 life off of the Hydroid Krasis when you cast it. And then whenever target creature you control becomes a target of a spell, Gargos gets to fight another creature you don't control. So it's removal on a stick as well. And then just a Great Henge, gaining us life, easy for us to reduce the cost of this. Mana base wise is very simple. We got our 8 duels, and then 3 Castle Garenbrig. The important thing is it can take us from basically skip over 5 mana and with 5 lands, get us to cast Gargos, and then just kind of put extra mana into these Hydras where you want to kind of be on the even numbers. So this is going to be a best of 1 deck. I do have a sideboard with just a bunch of like 1-ofs for Vivien's ability in case we ever want to tutor up with the -5. Kraul Harpooner versus Flyers, Brontodon versus Enchantment, Spark Double, Questing Beast, Shifting Ceratops, Cavalier for card draw, Faerie Formation as a mana sink, Biogenic Ooze as another mana sink, Agent of Treachery to steal some stuff, Thorn Mammoth to fight some stuff, Meteor Golems to blow up stuff, and End-Raze to Crater Hoof Behemoth impression all over our opponent. So that's pretty much it. So we're going to run it through, best of 1, see how it goes. Currently at Platinum Tier 4. Standard ranked, play some Hydra Stompy. So as always, if you enjoy the content and you are catching this on YouTube, very simple way to help out the channel for free. If you drop a like, a comment, or if you haven't done so already, if you can hit that subscribe button, all are free ways to help support the channel. And then if you are watching on Twitch or want to know when we do go live with our streams, the easiest way is to follow. It's another free way to help support the channel. And then if you are purchasing cards off TCG Player, I always have my affiliate link in the video description. Just lets them know that you came from the site. If you click that link, you can do your purchase as normal and get your cards from TCG Player. Enough pandering, we'll go from here. So just waiting on the opponent here. So I think we want to see how big of a creature we can make. We don't have a payoff, but we have the ramp, so I think we keep it. We also can easily draw cards. This is an aggressive deck. This hand doesn't bode too well. Okay. So more lands is not where we want to be, especially against the mono red deck. Obviously, if we can get like a Hydroid Krasis or something like that. Voracious Hydra would also be nice to deal with the Steamkin. Drawing another Kiora is not the best. If they attack with this, I'm probably going to trade it off. Opponent thinks we're not going to block. They also can't target it, which is beneficial. They spend a bunch of spells just to keep it alive. Yeah. Okay, so we got the Krasis. So next turn, I can generate 6 mana for this. See if they get distracted by Kiora. Ah, that's really shitty. Mono red's not the deck we want to play against. At least them on the draw and us having a bit slower of a hand. They probably just attack into us here. Because they'll likely have some more burn or... They have thing. Yeah, Slaying Fire. Mono red's a hell of a drug when you don't interact with them. They also very nicely curved out there. I still think with 3 mana, it was pretty easy for them to cast 2 spells, so in retrospect, that block probably wasn't worth it. Keep this hand. Again, we're just looking for a payoff here. We have all the early ramp and card advantage. This hand does look a little bit better against an aggro deck because we have Arboreal Grazer. Okay, so we have Voracious Hydra. I think I'm just going to go Kiora this turn, and then we could just make a big Voracious Hydra if need be. If not, we just like play both of them. Because they're going to have a hard time. Like next turn, shock this in. That's 4, 5 mana. Make this a... So 3, 6, 6, 7. Draw a card. Opponent. We got a reader here, trying to see what Kiora actually does. Okay, so they got the double Fervent here. I think we're just going to go with the big. So just block like that. So X3. Oh, that doesn't trigger. So we should have probably fought. Because it enters and then it doubles the counters. So that's something worth noting. So we're looking for like Hydroid Krasis here. Nissa would be good. Gargos would be good. Pseudo unblockable here is kind of annoying. This looks more as though it's the Cavalcade variant. Another Kiora is not really that useful. So what we can do here is I can attack in and then untap it with Kiora to give it pseudo vigilance. This lets us go offense defense and still put pressure on our opponent. Okay, they just shock us in the face. Yeah, this is more the Cavalcade variant. They activated the wrong one twice. They meant to do Ginger Brute. See if they start chipping into Kiora now or if they just keep going after us. They go all out attacks. I'm actually just gonna block like this. Or you know what? Because Kiora can still generate enough mana, so let's take them off like that. Gargos is cool here. So I think we just play out Gargos this turn. Hey Danny, how's it going? Draw a card, get a land. We'll give it unblockable. We have 2 blockers, so still attacking for 6. Okay, so redemption against mono red the first time. The Cavalcade version is going to have a lot harder time dealing with us. Still kind of close because this can attack in and deal a point. This can deal a point unblockable. Okay, they don't go to attacks. It bodes well for us. And this gains haste, so pretty good. This should push through the last points of damage. Haven't gotten Bioessence Hydra yet? Yes, please. Oh, nope, you back. So this is an 8/8 with trample, and then we can... Very surprised that they're blocking like that. Unless they have a burn spell, and they're just trying to stay alive. So just to be safe, let's untap here. No burn spell, no burn spell. Ah, what a shitty way to go. We had that one. Could we not play mono red? That'd be a nice change of pace. Like, I don't think there's really much we do different that game. So this hand's kind of a trap hand. Can't really do anything early. So I think we mulligan. Okay, I like this hand a bit better. Not going to go down to 5. We go first. So let's just put this away. Really would like to see some early ramp. Paradise Druid here would be great. This is Flash. Not too pleased with the matchup. I think we can out damage. Oh, perfect. Like, we can deal with ramp by just going bigger. Okay, I'm just gonna force. If they have the disperse. Aether Gust. Sure. Because if they have a counter, I kind of want to bait it out of them. Most flash decks I don't think are playing the Aether Gust. It's usually the ramp. But this might be an older variation. Just show me a Risen Reef. I'll be very happy. Yeah, it's likely a counter spell. Well, we're just going to force it out of them. Okay, they growth spiral. Okay, it resolves. Still not 100% sure what they're on. Do we... Yeah, I think they're still ramp. I think we just do this. And then just keep attacking in. Like, we can't play Nissa here. But this is bigger than a wolf now.
They're fit enough to survive.
And then just play out Mini Hydra. Draw a card. Okay, yeah, it is Flash. Timing is not bad. It's something we can bait out another counter with. So I can fight to get it out of the way, but that's not lethal anyways, so let's continue. I can go get Ceratops, but we're short a land. So I think we do Ceratops next turn. against Flash, I always try to attack first. It forces their hand to do something.
Hey, if I were you.
Like, you don't want him to play 2 Furled Mystics and then block, soak up more damage. You have to cast a Bioessence Hydra. I'm a little disappointed. Okay, so they go Ambusher here. Get guaranteed value. So they're kind of priced into attacking into Vivien. Otherwise with Vivien we fight. Yeah, I should have it. They put 3. Even if they flash in another Ambusher, it brings it up to... If they have Ambusher, they can soak up the 8 damage, but I just give it Trample anyways. They might have Brazen Borrower, which could be a thing. Let's name... Okay, so I didn't really get it. Yeah, so I'm thinking if I add Nissa, that kind of forces their counter there. So they could still have Sabotage and Brazen Borer. They usually play 2 Brazens in the deck. Okay, cool. Got him. Sweet. Thanks for the host as well, Magic. We are playing a Simic Bioessence Hydra, Hydra Tribal, trying to use cheap Planeswalkers to make big Hydras and then give them haste with Samut. So Kiora's our draw engine with power 4 or greater, early accelerants, and Arboreal Grazer Paradise Druid, as well as the cost reduction of Gargos, makes us play total 14 Hydras. We have Great Henge also as a mana. You have the interaction of Samut giving haste as well as additional boosts, and then obviously Nissa as both an engine for more attackers and more mana. This is a best of 1 deck that we're using a kind of pseudo wishboard with Vivien for a number of 1-ofs that can situationally help. That game, I think, just beating down with the Paradise Druid was all we really needed. Flash is a little bit hard to deal. Like, Flash, if you resolve a significant threat, has a hard time of recovering. They usually want to be more proactive. I don't think Questing Beast needs any more text to it than it already has. We already have Jellyfish Beast Hydra in... what's his name? Hydroid Krasis. So again, I'm going to use this temple to try to find an early ramp. Krasis. Leyline. Okay, opponent's got my attention. Sure. Kiora lets us do this on turn 4. Opponents also mulliganed, but if they're playing ley lines, I'm assuming you play ley lines to mulligan to ley lines. This could be control. I really don't know what it's, so it should be interesting. See Demir. Based on these colors, I wouldn't mind a Tameo. Tameo would prevent from discard. Okay. If opponent had Thought Erasure, they'd likely do it on our draw step. Okay, so this could be a counter. If this is a counter, what would we rather they counter? The Vivien? I came here to cast Bioessence Hydras. We're going to cast Bioessence Hydras. Because even if it enters the battlefield and they have a kill spell, it at least replaces itself with the card draw. Flash and Thief of Sanity. The only way to make Thief good is flash it in to give it pseudo haste. Wilderness Reclamation, Thief of Sanity, Leyline Anticipation. Yeah, they could have board wipes, but in these colors without white, I'm not too concerned, only because like Ritualist Soot isn't gonna deal with the Bioessence Hydra. Oh, they got rid of my Gargos. We can Nissa or we can Vivien. I think we just go Vivien, fight the Thief. Or you know what? Let's attack first. Let them make the response. Yeah, I only have one Tameo though. Ooh. Opponent took our Hydroid Krasis. I think I'm still okay just doing this and then fighting the Thief of Sanity.
Oh, I am gonna love tearing this place to the ground.
So we did lose out some points of damage, but I wanted to be sure we always had a threat out against this deck. And like they'll be able with Krasis to kill our Vivien.
We're gonna tear you apart.
Just end the turn. So this Voracious Hydra will also draw us a card now just by making it enter with 4 counters. I feel like the opponent's putting a lot of work with unnecessary cards to make Thief of Sanity good. Cool. Took him down. Opponent was playing EDH, and so were we in a way by playing Hydra Stompy. Alright, let me just give Arena a quick reset. Noticing a couple frame rate drops on my end. So 2 and 2, lost, got stomped by mono red, and then literally got mono red to 1 life, and they hit us for 4 to kill us. Managed to take down Flash, which honestly I thought would be one of our harder matchups. Just them being able to counter all our like 4 mana spells. I don't think this deck would really have as much merit in a best of 3. Maybe though, because then you could just bring in like Ceratops. I'm just worried about like Noxious Grasp taking out most of the deck. This hand is good. Yes, please. We got Gutter. So next turn I can make 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can cast both because I could generate 5 mana. Main phase the Black Lance. Sure. Guess they don't want the haste. Do we just do Kiora here and let him get distracted by it? Or do we go Druid? I think we go Kiora. they want to be distracted, they can. Yeah, because if we draw what's his dude name? Bioessence, it draws us a card this turn. It also is pretty big. I think we take it. So they're getting close to Embercleave, which I'm a little worried about. So that's the only thing. So this would enter with 2 counters. It's big enough to fight the Gutter Bones. So let's maybe just do that. Oh, I can also cast Nissa just by untapping. So we can do that. Okay, they have Rotting Regisaur. So how much mana can I generate? So 1, 2, 3, 4. I can generate 6 mana. But you could only cast creatures or activate abilities. So 6. Could just make this big enough. So 6 mana x4 draws us a card, doubles the mana, or at least can block Rotting Regisaur. Okay, we got Samut. So Samut can make this. So they discard an Embercleave, which suggests they probably have another. I got a block here. We do soak up quite a bit of damage, and we kill the Regisaur, which all in all isn't terrible. So let's go you. Attack in. Cast you and then untap. Hydroid Krasis off the top would be very good for us. They have 6 damage they can deal, so they can take out a land. At this point, we just need to grind them off creatures. It's unfortunate we have to take out a forest this way because it does double up mana. Okay, so we take them off that. They got Knight of Eben Legion as well. Okay. So let's see what we can do here. You're 4 mana. That's 4. See if we could just win this turn. One, two, three, for 2020 with haste and trample. Yeah! Gotcha. We combo Hydras now. Okay, that worked out. That worked out nicely. This deck is fun. We'll run it for one more. See how it goes. This is the way I think Simic was intended to be played. Instead we got Oko. Yeah, I feel like you need a good haste enabler in this deck. Because like if we look at that turn, we would still lose the Hydra in blocks because Knight of Eben Legion would give itself Death Touch. And then off the 1 damage it would have dealt, it could have dealt the rest in trample. Opponent goes first, a little bit slower, but we have Voracious Hydra as a fight. This could be the Stompy variant. Yeah, I think Krasis into Krasis is probably fine. Yeah, so Growth Chamber, when this attacks, it can make this bigger. Oh no, it makes itself bigger too. You know what, we might just be too slow in this matchup. May have been right to try to go for Arboreal. Yeah, we're way too slow. Because Voracious next turn can be X. Maybe. Let's see if they attack into Kiora. Oh, we're dead anyways. Yeah, opponent got us. The linear decks seem to be a problem. Maybe want a little bit more ramp. Let me try one more. We might want to go to 10 sources of 2 mana ramp. This is good. Ooh, almost screwed that up. I think the land here is okay. Let's just go Paradise Druid here. The Grazers are good, especially against like these more aggressive decks. So as a 4/4, I'm not as thrilled, to be honest. Do we just make Voracious Hydra like super beefy? Okay, so this turn we can pump this for 3. So it can fight Zerta. Yeah, let's maybe do that. Really wish we had a Kiora. Do I want to do this or just make it bigger? I think we fight. Concerns here. Yeah, Spellbreaker becomes 4. If they Questing Beast here. Really what I want to see is like Vivien. just do this. Don't particularly want to trade off. This is just another blocker. We can throw it in front of Bone Crusher. So I'm not feeling too great about this matchup, to be honest. Just how our hands played out. Hydroid Krasis is something good off the top. Got quite a few draws, but we are currently experiencing the wrong half ramp problem. So I'm going to block like this. Just keep them off. Let's try to reduce Embercleave's costs. Kraul Harpooners, not too worried about that. The Paradise Druid can trade with it. So I'm a little bit more worried if they draw the land. Like, they could Embercleave, they probably have Questing Beast. They've kind of just been stuck, so they've probably got a lot of good cards in hand. Yeah, that sucks. We gotta play as though we have Hydroid Krasis on top. Gargos ain't bad. Certainly is not bad. They can't Embercleave here, so I have to be conscious of that. This feels like Embercleave to me. Yep. Okay, so we take them off. Just play out the lands, because our lands can give us more card draw. Ah, crap. Nope. Didn't draw it there. Let's go one more. So maybe we gotta keep hands with... Like, I feel 2 mana accelerants in your opener is something you want to keep, but... Without your Planeswalker, like... That was a really sad Bioessence Hydra. The other game we had it as a 2020 coming in. And yeah, this hand's a lot better. I think just the difference of having the Kiora should be beneficial here. Tamiyo. I don't think we want Tamiyo. Green can be a couple things here. Looks like Flash. So us not having the card draw engine this turn is going to be rough, and then us not having the Vivien like we did that other game. Okay. I think... we just attack and then do a little Hydroid Krasis here. What I want to just do is force counters out of their hand. Man, Flash makes it impossible to brew anything. That bodes well for us. The Gilded Goose. They didn't have a counter. I'm gonna trade this. That seems like a great trade for us. Yeah, that... Let's see if they got a counter now. Okay, they have the Sabotage. Yeah, that card has so much more utility. Like, it's the way that they win the game, I think, in this matchup. Okay, so they have Nissa. And they could have 3 mana up. This is where it gets a little problematic. And they go Brazen Boar, cast it. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm just using this as a blocker on Brazen Boar. We can attack in, but this also holds back the Nissa lands. Feel like they were very premature with this Brazen Boar. Quite unnecessary the way they're attacking, I think. They have another... Okay, so they have another Petty Theft. Probably lost this one now. They happen to have just the right amount of answers. I don't think we could come back from this. That's one way we could potentially come back from this. I need 10 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still too far off. Interesting, they didn't flash this in. They also didn't make... This is a frustrating game to lose because the opponents played it very poorly from a flash perspective. They traded the Brineborn, they had a free play, they're main phasing their flash spells, which, like, they're going to beat us just because we got out-tempoed. That's fine. Yeah, but they don't know we have haste. Like, we're... Like, this is kind of a surprise element. Okay. That's 8. Yeah, it's fine. I still got the card draw and the life. Do they have enough to kill us? I'm gonna prioritize taking out their lions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. 10. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 19, 22. So take them off this. Block here. That's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I think we just need to try to combo them. Oh, I actually can't shock myself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Is there a way I can do it with Nissa? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, four, five. So 5. That leaves 6 mana open. I can tap for 6 green. That leaves 4 mana here. No, it's not enough. So I need to tap everything. No, why won't you let me do it the way I need it to? It's not going to be enough. Because the problem is I have to go Samut first. Why won't you let me cast? Ah! It locks you out. Crap. Okay. We needed a life. It restricts you from being able to cast, but I had to float all the mana into it to be able to use it because it would restrict. Because what I was trying to do... Okay, I like the deck. There's elements of it. I need to tweak it a bit. I don't think we really ever got a chance for the Henge to be relevant. And maybe not Tamiyo. Mind you, the Henge is probably decent. Maybe just a couple questing beasts. It'll trigger Kiora as well. Bait out removal. Go from that route. And then just play like that. We can probably cut these for questing beasts and then call it a day. The honorary Hydra. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this one up. Had some decent wins with it. I still think it's a little bit of a work in progress, but it is something different if you're looking to play Simic. It did have that combo finish with Samut, so there is ways for us to win out of nowhere. I appreciate everyone who stopped by. If you missed any part of this, want to catch it, you can I'll have it up on YouTube tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and have a great one.